Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name is Bob, I'll be your host. In this video, I'm going to tell another story about a game that sadly I was not involved in, but I got to hear a lot about this game back when it happened. This game took place several decades ago, long before there was a third edition. So it takes place using second edition rules. There was this ongoing game with the gaming group I was in of Dungeons & Dragons, and I wasn't involved in it because when they'd play, it was at a time that I had to work, so my work schedule wouldn't allow me to participate in this particular Dungeons & Dragons game. Well, one of my friends that were playing, he was playing this paladin, and he was just all about this paladin, just fixated on this paladin. This is his favorite character. And other times we get together in the game, he wouldn't shut up about the paladin. And they were trying to get one of our other friends to play in the game because when they were playing, he wasn't really doing anything at that time that they were playing this game. Even though he was involved in their other games, he wasn't involved in this one. But they bugged him, and eventually he said he'd play. Well, the day came for him to come to the game and play. Well, he had been doing a lot of stuff, and he was worn out when it came time to game. And he decided that he wasn't going to play. He just wanted to go home and go to sleep. He's all worn out. So instead of calling them from home or something, he actually went to the game to say hello and explain to them in person what was going on. Well, my one friend that was all about his paladin decided that wasn't good enough and that this guy had promised and he had to play, and just bugged him and harassed him and bugged him and got him to stay and play the game, even though all he wanted to do was go home and go to sleep. So he made up a thief, a rogue, and the whole group was already together. The game master had to work this new character in, and he had the greatest idea of how to do it. So he started with the people that were already playing, and they're traveling, and all of a sudden this guy comes running out of the bushes, and it was the new player, rogue, and he had people chasing him, and these people were armed with pickaxes and shovels and other various farm equipment that could be used as a weapon. And the story was that it was a theft job going wrong, and he was being chased now. And the game master was going to run him into the other players, and they would take him under their wing and work things out, and he would travel with them from then on. Well, Paladin sees this guy come barreling out of the woods, being chased, and being lawful good, he had to right this situation. So he stands in the guy's way and plants a sword in front of him, big sword, and just halt. And the thief, all he can see is this big armored guy, armed to the teeth, standing in front of him. So as the thief ran by, he pulls his sword and swings at him. Now, I'm going to talk about something else real quick that's kind of unrelated, but very much related. And once I start to explain it, you'll put together exactly where this story is going. And to that, I have to say, yes, it is going there. So anyway, my friend that was running the game used this special chart if you scored a critical hit. Instead of rolling to confirm, if you scored a natural 20 on the die, then you would roll again to see what kind of effect your critical hit would have. And on his chart, it had everything from just doing normal damage, double damage, triple damage, severing a limb, a hand, a foot, an arm, and a leg, puncturing the guy's lungs so that his constitution would permanently drop a bit, and he'd have breathing problems from then on out, cutting out an eye. All kinds of stuff went into this chart. Several of the places on the chart were even instant kills, such as cutting a guy in half, or death by decapitation, and a couple of other various things. I don't remember everything. I don't know where the guy got the list. I don't know if he made it up. But anyway, so he rolls to see what kind of effect his critical hit has when he hits the Paladin with the critical hit. And he rolls another high score, which turns out to be death by decapitation. So he decapitates the Paladin. Instead of stopping, he just keeps running. The other players, their characters, look at the dead Paladin, look at the guy that just killed him running off. They pull their bows and arrows and pepper the guy with arrows until he dies. And then my friend jumps up and says, "There, I played," and he left. Without saying another word, just left and went home to go to sleep. Well, my friend playing the Paladin was livid. I mean, they said he was foaming at the mouth. He said, "That didn't count. He wasn't really playing. My character is fine." And the game master said, "Nah, go ahead and make up a new character." And oh, he was so mad. He almost left their game. And I would get two versions of this story several times from then on out. My friend that played the Paladin would just go on about how unfair it was and how horrible it was. He was really attached to that Paladin. Meanwhile, when everyone else would tell this story, it was nothing but hilarity. They loved it. They thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I guess the point of this story is 2 points. Number 1, don't force somebody to play when they don't want to. It may have a very bad outcome for you. Number 2, critical hits are not a joke. They will mess you up. Especially if the game master is using a specialized chart. So, thank you for listening to my story, and hopefully you'll join me next time, or we'll talk about something else. Bye.